We're looking at extensions to models of reflective practice, and this is because we now have a deeper appreciation of the reflective practice process. And perhaps the most used and most appreciated model of reflection is Boud's representation. And this is because Boud's triangle links together the experience that the reflective practitioner has in the classroom with their emotional response, the feelings that they have generated by that experience. And this is very much seen as the strength of this particular model. And so the starting point for this deeper understanding of this model is to think about how to return to the experience. The reflective practitioner is using reflection as a tool to not only recall what happened, but also to consider in much greater detail the key points, the key parts of the experience from which to learn. And from this, the reflective practitioner is not only attending to their responses, but making connections between the experience and their response to the experience. And from a deeper perspective, we can also now consider that the emotional response to the experience can actually have barriers which need to be overcome. And it's this whole process of attending to feelings and attending to the barriers to the feelings which are added to the evaluation of the experience. And this is an important part of the re-examining of the whole process as part of reflection. And this is how the reflective practitioner is developing their own knowledge and also developing the knowledge of the profession. And so what we can see is the most important, the most significant component of Boud's triangle is the emotional response of the practitioner. And at this deeper understanding, what Boud is most concerned with as part of the reflection process are the actual barriers, the emotions which are barriers and the emotions which are facilitators of the reflection process. And it's in this way that we begin to understand that the process of reflection is essentially a very private process for the reflective practitioner. It's about the reflective practitioner dealing with the emotional response and the emotional influences upon the reflection process. And the understanding here is that emotions then have a very strong influence on the reflection and the outcomes of reflection. So the representation in this model requires that the reflective practitioner in a way revisits the experience, is looking at the incident in detail and then recording it, and then considering it not only at a cognitive level but also at an emotional level. And it's these two things coming together where the model becomes very powerful. Then the reflective practitioner evaluates the experience and uses this to construct knowledge, and then to add this to the experimentation, the practice in the classroom, in order to understand the experience in more detail and their process within the experience. And this whole action then for the reflective practitioner leads to the potential for change, and it's this whole process, especially the emotional response, where change can actually occur.